Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Menomonee Falls Public Library Board of Trustees monthly board meeting on Wednesday, June 18th, 2025 to order. The Library Board of Trustees will hold a public comment period for the purpose of allowing the non-appointed public the opportunity to address the board regarding any matter that involves the library or matters over which the Library Board of Trustees has authority to take. The public comment session shall last no longer than 15 minutes, and individual presentations are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. These time limits may be extended at the discretion of the board president. Library board members shall not respond to or debate matters raised during public comments. Public comment should be addressed to the library board as a body. Any questions or comments posed to an individual member of the library board will be deemed out of order by the board president. Presentations shall not deal in personalities or personal attacks on members of the board, the applicant for any project, library employees, or residents of the village of Menomonee Falls. No campaigning for political office is allowed during the comment period. Comments, questions, and concerns shall be presented in a respectful and professional manner. Any individual violating these expectations will be deemed out of order by the board president. Would anybody like to speak? Nobody? All right. We'll do roll call now. Do we have?
Sure, yes.
Online? Okay.
Tom and John are both online.
Okay. Hi. Nicole Barker, president.
Ann Lesla, village trustee.
Michael Dibbitz, board member. Scott Habegger, board member.
Ellen Rohr, business manager.
Jacqueline Romer, library director.
All right.
John Sober. Tom Ely, secretary treasurer.
Thank you. All right, so we'll move on to the consent agenda. Items listed under the consent agenda will be approved in one motion unless any board member requests that an item be removed for individual discussion. That item can be considered at an appropriate time during the board's regular order of business or under new business. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the May 2025 regular board meeting and the bill approval for May 2025 in the total amount of $63,937.66?
Motion to approve.
Anyone just want to second it?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the minutes from the May 2025 regular board meeting and the bill approval for May 2025 in the total amount of $63,937.66, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
John? Is he on mute?
He's muted, yes.
Okay.
John, are you an aye? Are you an aye vote to the consent agenda? You can also type in the chat.
I vote. Consent agenda is fine. It's fine.
Okay, he is an aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have the committee reports. Policy Review Committee did not meet this past month. We have a meeting coming up next month right before the regular board meeting, right?
Yes, and we'll be discussing the donations and gifts policy and the Mauchunk Local History Special Collection Management Policy.
That should be an easy one. Then Special Events, Outreach, and Fundraising Committee, which will be appointing a new chair at the next meeting. So I think once we have the nominations and all that done, then we'll do the nomination for the chair for that. So that obviously has not met yet. And then Finance Committee. Tom, did you want to give us an update?
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yep.
Fantastic. So at the Finance Committee meeting, we discussed quite a few things. We discussed, things with the budget. There's some things we're going to go over this evening. We do have a couple of motions on a couple of things, but either this meeting or next meeting that we'll bring to the full board. But otherwise, still working towards the different goals that we had. And I apologize, I can't seem to find the agenda for tonight in my email.
I will forward it to you right now, Tom.
Thank you, Jackie, I appreciate it. I literally just walked into my hotel, so I apologize. I'm a little scattered, but I wanted to make sure I was on time.
No worries, I just sent it to you.
Thank you. But yeah, we're still moving forward. I had a great productive meeting, and the next one we're hopeful to have some special guests at as well, and so we'll go from there.
All right, thank you, Tom.
Can I just add on to that?
Sure.
Yeah, so I did hear back from Val, who's our accountant, and she is going to get her and Mark Fitzgerald to attend our next Finance Committee.
Wonderful.
So I left it up to them. I said, send us a few dates that work around
Yeah.
the 6 o'clock time.
Yeah.
And then we'll share it with everybody.
Okay, sounds
So
great.
Try to get their input.
All right, so with the Finance Committee, we also have a couple motions that were put forth in the committee to bring to the full board. The first one is discuss and consider for approval the Finance Committee's recommendation to amend the 2026 library hours of operation to Monday through Thursday. Instead of it being 9 o'clock a.m. to 9 o'clock p.m., it will change to 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., and then Friday and Saturday will stay the same at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And this will take effect January 1st, 2026. So can I get a motion to approve the Finance Committee's recommendation to amend the 2026 library hours of operation to Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., beginning January 1st, 2026?
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
So I'm just going to say quickly, especially Michael, you're brand new. Scott sat in on the meeting and heard a little bit. But with the budget changes that one of the things we're looking at is just getting rid of the 8 to 9 p.m. And that was Jackie's recommendation, just that last hour during the week is not overly utilized.
Sure, at least check it, yeah.
Yeah. So,
It seems to be a lot of issues from at that time of night as well. So
yeah.
Jackie thought it, would make the staff a lot happier too to close that hour earlier.
Yes,
Safety.
certainly if we're reducing any hours, that would be the one that I would definitely recommend. I have some statistics in front of you that I shared with the full Finance Committee as well about the amount of checkouts that we have per hour in the past year. So that really shows you as well that that is the least popular time for checking out materials. And that's the time when we typically see the least amount of people in the building. Just doing some calculations before the last finance meeting and since the last finance meeting, we could save as much as $30,000 a year by closing at 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday.
Yes. So that would be why we decided to bring this to the full board just, before some of the other things, specifically because we talk about the days and that the library is going to be open or closed or closing early. So we thought it would be a good time to just bring that forward and vote on it all at once. So we get that kind of out of the way. All right, any other questions, discussion, anything else? Anyone online?
You guys summed it up fantastically. Thank you.
All right. All those in favor of approving the 2026 library hours of operation as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's passed. Did John say anything?
No. Oh, he said aye.
Okay.
In the chat, John said aye. Thanks, John.
The next we have discuss and consider for approval the Finance Committee's recommendation to amend public pricing for black and white prints and copies to 15 cents per page to take effect on January 1st, 2026.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
I also have that data for you as well for comparable area printing prices. You can see that increasing by 5 cents would put us in a normal value for the black and white prints. You can also see the costs of our black and white prints as well as color for the monthly, and then the cost that we actually pay per print that includes the lease without paper being included. We also, for our fax service, we only made $24 in revenue in 2024, so for the entire year. So really, where we can continue to get more funds in is through our copies. We expect that if we were to increase the black and white charges from 10 cents a page to 15 cents, we could increase our revenue next year by $2,500.
So the, for the fax, so is that, you said we made $24? And is that gross, like considering the cost to have the machine and everything, we still come out ahead?
So the cost is completely free to have the machine.
It is,
It's
okay.
run through a third-party company where they only take credit and debit cards. So we receive a very small revenue based on the amount, but it works for us and the software and hardware that we have. So
Okay. How about the printing machine? Like, how does that work for the, using the machine and stuff?
how are they able to
Like what's,
Pay?
yeah,
So it's cash. It's cash and coin.
Okay.
We do have a meeting set up with a vendor to look into getting credit card set up for that, because that would really help a lot in terms of people having the funds to be able to pay for their payments. Not many people carry coins or cash around anymore.
okay. My only thought is, why wouldn't we just start it now? So we'd have to redo this to vote if everyone would agree, but we can obviously see that we are charging less than just about everybody else, so why wait till January for that?
It's something we can definitely amend now. It may take us a few days to actually get the software set up to take the 15 cents, but we could certainly make that change mid-year.
Just
How long
my-
would you need so we could put that into a motion?
Could we start it July 1st, just to give us enough time
It's
with
up
our
to you.
vendor? That would work. If we could start July 1st, that would work. And it would also give us time to alert the public that there is going to be a change in price.
Do we need a certain time period to alert the public?
I think if we did July 1st, that would be a
That would
fair
be-
amount of time.
Okay.
Because I think, would we table this then and vote on it next time? Because
No, we can make
We
we can
can?
make a motion to start it as of
Mhm.
July
We
1st.
can, okay.
Yep.
How do you
Just
guys feel
amend the
about it?
motion.
Any opinion?
Yeah,
I mean, why wait, I guess?
yeah, I think it's fine, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
And I can say I've been here 13 years and it's never been changed.
okay.
So, and it probably was that since they've been taking copies.
Great. Okay, so then we would just need a motion to amend with it starting July 1st, 2025.
Motion to amend.
Second.
All right. All right then. All those in favor of approving the public pricing for black and white prints and copies as amended to start July 1st, 2025, say aye.
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 And John also said aye.
Okay, so motion is passed. If you need more time, obviously, take it.
Sure, yeah. I think that should give us plenty of time.
Yeah. All right, so next we have discuss and consider for approval the proposed closing and closing early dates for 2026. Can I get a motion to approve the proposed closed and early closing dates for 2026?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. In discussion.
Very similar to what we've seen in past years. As you can see, standard holidays that were closed, and then one staff education day on Friday, May 8th.
And that gives us our time that we need, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you do that very well, so. All right, so all those in favor of approving the 2026 closed and early close dates, say aye.
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 John also was an aye.
All right, motion's passed. Next we have nominations for the Library Board Office of President for the term July 2026 to June 2027. Would anyone like to nominate themselves or someone else on the board for president?
I'd like to nominate you.
Oh, thanks.
You do a great job.
Thank you. I accept.
Anyone else want to be president right away? Not I either.
Any other nominations from our online members?
Is this for president? Right?
Yes.
Okay. No.
All right. So we have one nomination.
So let's need a second for Nicole.
No.
No, we don't. So we have one nomination for president. There can be additional nominations next month during voting too, but this just gives everybody a little bit of a heads up as to what to expect. So we have Nicole.
Do we need to
On the
vote
slate?
on the nomination? No?
No.
Okay. All right, so then we have nominations for the Library Board Office of Secretary Treasurer for the term of July 2026 to June 2027. Would anyone like to nominate themselves or any other board member for Secretary or Treasurer?
I'll nominate Tommy.
Second.
I accept.
Anyone else want to be Secretary Treasurer? All right.
All right. So we'll have voting next month then.
All right. Then we have Trustee Education managing the library's money. I'll hand the floor over to Jackie.
Sure. So Chapter 9, one of the best chapters of Trustee Essentials, managing the library's money. So it really dives deep into how the library board has responsibility about the library's financial management, how expenditures are approved. So as you know, you not only approve the annual budget, but you would also approve any necessary budget adjustments throughout the year. And then during the month, me and my designees make purchases that fall in line with the budget, and we communicate with you if there are any things that we feel may go above and beyond our budgeted amount. Every month you receive the financial statements, which with working with the finance committee, we've been able to fine tune to really hone in on what it is that the current library board is interested in getting every month. And then they go to once the invoices are approved, they go to the village finance department for the checks to be cut, and they are sent out. We also talk a little bit in this chapter about gifts and donations. So many people are not sure whether or not they can donate to a public library. They can. They could choose to donate to us directly, or they could donate to our nonprofit support group, the Menomonee Falls Library Friends. And we do not hold we don't have any sort of endowment or foundation. So really, when people are choosing to donate to the library, they choose either directly to the library or through the Friends. You're aware of our annual report that we give to the state every year, which really digs deep into the finances, our fund balances, things like that, and the audit. So as part of the village's audit, they also look at the library's books. And then we are included in all of their audits, and we find out whether or not we're doing things according to plan, which we do. So that's really all there is for that chapter.
Next is the Library Board President's Report. The only thing I really have this month is I'd like to officially welcome Michael and Scott to the Library Board. We're very excited to have you with us. So if you guys need anything or need direction, whatever, I'm always here. You guys have my email, you should have it, I'm
Sure.
included in all of it. If you guys need anything, just let me know.
Jackie gave us a great tour last week.
Yes, Jackie is great. She is a wealth of information, and she's indispensable.
Thank you.
How many you guys for? You got 5 men? Yeah, 5 men
I
and
know.
2 women.
It's just us. All right, then it is the library director's reports.
All right, lots to share this month. Obviously, we are in full swing of summer here at the library. So I know we have a teacher on the board now. So now your busy season is over.
That's right.
So now it's our turn here at the library. The summer library program for all ages began on Saturday, and it runs through July 31st. So readers of all ages, they can log their minutes that they read this month or this summer and enter tickets on the Beanstack app or website for a chance to win prizes. There's always a great selection of prizes for children and teens, but this year our adult services librarian, John Cruz, he significantly redesigned the adult summer library program, and adults can read this summer for a chance to win Brewers tickets, spa treatments at Pink Lemonade, gift cards to local businesses, Green Bay Packers swag, so much more. So he really reached out to the community and they responded well. So we already have over 1,000 people registered and 10 people have already completed the reading challenge.
Wow.
And the reading challenges, so kids are challenged to read 800 minutes, teens 1,000 minutes, and adults 1,200 minutes. And I think it's mostly kids who've completed the challenge so far. So we've got some super readers in our community, which is really awesome. So if you haven't signed up yet, please go on our website and sign up. It's really fun. Our circulation, so our checkout counts and our visitor counts continue to grow. The building is getting much more populated. So in 2019, we had 67,000 visitors from January to May. This year, from January to May, we had over 74,000. This is due to our updated spaces, our increased program offerings, and also, as I tell you almost every month, people are using the library now more than ever. In terms of a coffee shop update, unfortunately the coffee shop wasn't quite as profitable in May as it has been in other months. However, when I talked to the owners in early June, they said that they've noticed better sales in June so far. I think it's been getting a lot busier during our big summer series kids program. So we've got parents, grandparents, caregivers going up there to get some beverages as well as some treats for the kids. I have been working on promoting the coffee shop by creating content for the Village electronic sign outside Village Hall, social media posts, really trying to get the word of mouth out there into the community. We've also added some information about it in our email newsletters. At the bottom it says, like, don't forget to check out Latitude Cafe. The Village staff discount is going very well. We're seeing more employees trying the cafe, trying it out. I think we had, in May, there were 44 uses of the Village employee discount, so that was really awesome.
50% off is very
It's
nice.
a very good discount
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. And remember to get your punch card too.
Yes, so if you
Sometimes
have
they
a,
forget to give it to you.
yep, so, and you can get it at our circulation desk as well. So in terms of some building and facility updates for you, as I mentioned, we've been working with Growth Design Group, which was grant funded, to get at some cost estimates for some first floor updates. They are going to be giving us those cost estimates by the end of June. So this is things like new carpet, like in the hallway, in the audio-visual area, in front of the circulation desk, in the vestibule, some new paint, new furnishings, some lighting updates, and some additional security features that are needed. If any of you are interested in meeting with me to kind of go do a little tour and walk through what exactly we're envisioning, please let me know. I'd be happy to go through that with you. It is possible, looking at the 2026 budget, that if we have village support for them funding the carpet and the paint, we could do some of these updates in 2026, which is very exciting. So I hope to have that budget information from Growth Design Group as soon as possible so that I can start crunching some numbers and see what we can come up with. We talked a few months ago about there being a village-led analysis and audit of our building mechanicals and all of the resources in our building. I talked to Tom Hoffman today. He reports that that's still on the agenda, and he hopes that he has some more information about that next month. It could potentially coincide with a possible expansion of the police department, but that is all to be determined right now. They haven't forgotten about us, which is great, and it sounds like that's still in the works. Other than that, as you can imagine, a fair amount of my time has been spent looking at budget numbers and preparing for the 2026 budget. And that's it. Any questions?
I'm just going to add one more thing to that. So we have on the agenda this year to have the power wash.
Yes, and it
exterior.
did happen, yes.
Okay,
You noticed it?
Yes.
Oh, doesn't it look beautiful?
Yes. So I talked to Chief Pulvermacher, our fire chief, Monday night, and he said that that is a consideration to have the fire department come out and actually, like, maybe next summer come out and spray it off. He said it wouldn't be the same exact job, but I told him we're getting a professional this year, but maybe, like, if they even did it every year in between, because you don't even know when the last time.
I don't think it ever has been.
Okay.
As far as we know, it's never been power washed.
Yeah.
So I know the company that came out, they used a special chemical on it because of all of that black mildew that was on the building, so they were able to get rid of all that. But in terms of preventative maintenance, having something like that where there is just every couple of years, a wash off with the fire department, that's a wonderful offer.
Maybe we could, host it as like, hey, Children's Day, come out and watch the fire department. I don't want to sell it, but it's just something to consider for the years going out, maybe.
I mean, it could be, middle of the summer, hot day, kids could wear their suits if they have a way to, like, shoot it up in the air. I don't know. You could make a whole thing out of it.
Yeah. So,
Water day.
so something to consider. It'd be nice to just do a little cleanup each summer.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much.
Anyone else? All right. Next is the village trustees report. Anne?
Some of this is going to be super boring. The village board approved a lease amendment between the village and Verizon. We have 2 large cell towers, so they periodically have to update those leases. And we approved a resolution temporarily reducing the speed limit on Menomonee Avenue. So this is important. They have all that major reconstruction of Menomonee Avenue, and I've talked about that a couple times. So reminder, you can only go west going towards the hospital on Menomonee, as you can understand. That's, a safety thing. And now the speed limit is decreased to 25 miles per hour. So I hope people take that seriously. it's a mess. I every once in a while forget and go that way, and I'm like, no. The village approved proposed tax settlement with a local business, Enerpac Tool Group, that's just related to tax assessment. And then the majority of our night, Monday night, was a committee of the whole. We had multiple representatives come to the board and talk about the possible complete transformation of the police department and a possible new public safety training facility. It would be quite an improvement. It really would be a great thing for our public safety servants, and but that's continued discussion.
All right. Next would be the Menomonee Falls School District report, but David is not here tonight. So then it would be the Menomonee Falls Public Library Friends reports.
Sure, I have a few things that I can talk about. So at the last meeting, there were some big improvements to the Friends. So they now have the ability to accept online membership. So you don't have to pay with cash or check anymore. You can fill out all your information online. They have a website, and you can purchase your membership online or make a donation online, which is really awesome. It's so convenient for people. We've gotten a lot of feedback that they've been meaning to come in, fill out the membership form, drop off the money, but life just gets busy. So we got many new online memberships that way, which is fantastic. The Friends also implemented a new membership fee structure, really focusing on the household versus an individual membership versus a family membership. So they created household memberships, which is awesome. They've been doing a lot of promo in support of the library. So they are finishing up a series on Facebook called Library Love from A to Z. And every day they feature something through the alphabet A to Z about a resource of the library, something that we offer, encouraging people to join the Friends to help contribute to those things. They're also working on some give back events this summer, so stay tuned for that. There's going to be some fundraising opportunities. There's going to be a give back night at Third Space, so that's going to be really fun, and it should be a great time. And also amazing news for the library, the Friends received a $3,500 grant from the Greater Menomonee Falls Foundation to go towards our collab project. So because of them, we're going to be able to add that technology that we were hoping to have in the space and really make it as state-of-the-art as possible. So the Friends paired with Greater Menomonee Falls Foundation and a grant from Bridges Library System are going to get these spaces really coming together. So stay tuned around late August for the hopefully grand opening of that. So very grateful to the Greater Menomonee Falls Foundation for that and the Friends for sponsoring that grant.
Do you guys know what the collab is?
No, I was going to ask about that.
Oh, okay. So the collab is upstairs on the second floor. We have 2 group study rooms, and currently they're first come, first serve.
Right.
We've seen an influx of people who obviously need a quiet space at a certain time. So the first come, first serve method doesn't really serve them well when they have a Zoom interview at 3 p.m. or when they need to get together after school to work on a project. So the collab is going to be taking collab A and B. We're going to be taking those spaces and making them into truly collaborative workspaces. So one is going to be more geared towards individual or very small group use with new tables, new chairs, eventually, and then a new whiteboard, really just elevating the space with paint and furnishings, things like that. And we're hopefully going to be able to purchase some laptops and things like that for people to proctor exams with, because we do a lot of exam proctoring. And then the collab B is going to be a more collaborative group workspace. So not only are we going to have a table and chairs, things like that, but we're also going to have very flexible soft seating so that there could be sort of a breakout session if you want. We also see a lot of people working with social workers, so they would be able to book that space online and reserve a time to use the room and have it guaranteed, which is so important. Other ways that we've seen a need for room use, for instance, someone with a family member who is looking into going into a skilled nursing facility, just needing a quiet place away from the house to really meet and talk to them about their possibilities. So just a quiet, private space for people to meet, and it's really exciting because it's truly collaborative, right? The possibilities are endless to have these free breakout spaces, collaborative rooms. Now with this additional grant, we're going to be able to have monitors so that people can either connect their laptop with an HDMI cable or wirelessly so that they can work collaboratively, have these Zoom meetings, take an exam, just whatever they need, they're going to have that guaranteed space, and it looks really, really awesome. The plans look really, really good. So those are the collabs.
It says it's cold lab?
Yeah, C-O and then capital L-A-B.
Okay, gotcha, okay, so, okay, gotcha, all right.
Yeah, we were really hoping for the technology part to make the lab part make a lot of sense. So finally it's going to make more sense when you see like those high-tech screens and laptops and things that are going to be available. And that's all I have for the Friends.
All right. So our next meeting will be Wednesday, July 16th, 2025 at 6 p.m. And we are going to be going into closed session with the library director and business manager in the community room pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.851C for purposes of a performance review and goal setting for the library director in regards to the 2026 operating budget of the library. I get a motion to convene into closed session.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor to convene into closed session, say aye.
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 Yep.
All right. All right, so I need a motion to approve the 2026 staffing plan.
Move to approve?
Second.
Motion and second. Any other discussion on it? All in favor of approving the 2026 staffing plan, say aye.
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 Aye from John.
Okay. All right, we are done.